We're going to learn our first major scale, and it's the C major scale. Now you've already learned the first 5 notes, the C, D, E, F and G, so we just need to add in the A and the B. The problem is that that's 7 notes and we only have 5 fingers. So we need to learn a technique to get to all those 7 notes using just our one hand. So let's take a look. So the C major scale is just an extension of the mini scale, which you've already learned, but the C major scale is a full 7-note scale. Now there are 12 major scales to learn because there's 12 notes on the piano. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's quite a lot to remember, but later on in the course I've got a fantastic formula which you can use to build any major scale. For now, we're just going to learn the C major scale. It's the easiest scale to learn because it's all the white notes. We do not use the black notes. And of course, you already know the first 5 notes of the scale, C, D, E, F and G. So all we need to do is we need to add in the A and the B. But of course we don't have quite enough fingers to go all the way up to the C and back because there's 7 notes and we've only got 5 fingers. So we're going to have to do a bit of a swap. So all you do to be able to play this scale is you start on the C with your thumb and you're going to play the first 3 notes. So we play C, D and E and then we stop. And then at this point we're going to pass our thumb under the middle finger to get to the F. And this way we've then created enough fingers to get all the way up to the C. Now that little pass under, it may seem easy, but actually when you're trying to play a scale nice and fluidly, it can become a bit tricky. If you get to your middle finger on the E and you are struggling to pass your thumb underneath for any reason, you can just lift your hand so that your thumb lands on the F. But by lifting your hand, you'll create a slight pause. So you do want to try and make this move as fluid as possible to keep your scale nice and even. Now when we come back down, we're going to come all the way back down to our thumb, and at this point we're going to pass our middle finger over the top of our thumb to land on the E. So all of the action is happening on our middle finger. On the way up, we stop and pass our thumb underneath to land on the F. And on the way down, we stop on our thumb, we pass our middle finger over the top to hit the E. So all you need to remember is all this action is going to happen on the E in this scale, and on the way up we're passing our thumb underneath, and on the way down we're passing our middle finger over the top. So this is just going to take some time and practice. And the idea here is to get this crossover as smoothly as possible. And of course, remember these 2 fingers, the little finger and the ring finger, are going to be pretty weak. So it might take you some time and practice, but if you do this every day, you'll be surprised at how quickly you'll become good at it. So now we're going to practice the full C major scale, but using chords. So you've already done this for the first 5 notes of the scale. We're going to add in the A and the B. And it's the exact same thing, we're just moving our fingers up. So for the full scale, it will look like this. And And again, if you're really struggling with your little finger, you can just do this in twos. But we want to try and add in this little finger as soon as possible so we can really strengthen this up and get used to all of these chords. And you can say the chords as you play them. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Remember to keep your wrist straight, keep your fingers curved and play with the tips. And the whole point of this is to strengthen our fingers and get used to all of these chords in this scale. So I'll add this to your scale practice for this week, and you can alternate between doing your C major scale and your C major scale with chords, and you can practice as often as you like. So do try and practice your C major scale with your right hand every single day if you can, even if it's just really, really quick. You may have heard some pianists moan about scales, that they're boring and they don't want to do them every day, but they're so important, not just for your finger strength and getting those little fingers really strong, but also to get you playing nice and smoothly and fluidly. And also it helps you remember what the notes are and the feel of the notes, which is going to really help you later on in your playing. So try and give it a go every day, and of course I have added it as a scale practice to this lesson as well.